Hey, what's up, everybody out there in the XRP community? Welcome back to Investment Perspectives. So I wanted to make another video because we've been going down some of the different exchanges and the different big players that are coming into this space, the crypto space, that will definitely facilitate the next bull run and just the next actual surge that's going to happen in the crypto space in general. So there was an article by CoinDesk, and it was on Tom Jessup, the guy who is actually put together the Fidelity platform, which is FDAS, Fidelity Digital Assets. So let's jump into this. And by the way, this article was CoinDesk, and it was done by Mark Hochstein. And man, this guy did a great job. This article is incredible. I'm going to try to keep it thinned down to where we don't have to go through every single thing in it, but there's a lot of really great stuff in it, and just bear with me as I move through it because I'm going to try to just get the parts that matter, and a lot of it matters. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. So, all right, so Fidelity's platform, Fidelity's Digital Assets, FDAS. So Tom Jessup is the guy who's really headed the platform for them. He's been into crypto for like the last 5 years. He's a Goldman Sachs guy. He's also ran a digital crypto company for a period of time, totally into crypto. And he was definitely, they describe in this article, which I'm not going to read for you, that he was like hooked almost, from day one. So the right guy to be in the space, and he definitely has the kind of space, he has the kind of experience from Wall Street and crypto side of things to really bring that together, and that's what Fidelity sees in him. So, okay, so let's move down here a little bit, and let's touch on some of the stuff. Okay, so the platform promises to address market structure problems that have kept crypto-curious big money investors on the sidelines, specifically around issues like custody of assets and price discovery. By offering to safekeep Bitcoin and Ether on behalf of hedge funds, family offices, and the like, and to match their buy and sell offers with a range of liquidity providers and exchanges, FDAS, Fidelity Digital Asset, aims to make these institutions feel at home in a nascent market infamous for hacks, thefts, and a lack of transparency. So just within that, you can see this is the fourth largest asset manager in the world. And they're not just dipping their toe in this space, they're jumping in. And they're jumping in, and they see the fragmentation that exists in the network. Even though regardless that you're going to have, this platform, and there's already an enormous amount of exchanges, crypto exchanges altogether. And now you have all these traditional market platforms that want to bring what they do into the crypto space, which they know helps legitimize cryptocurrencies in general, because they're going to come with the regulations that we're currently waiting for. Okay, so let's move down a little further. They do talk about Bakkt, and about how Bakkt is expecting to launch in early January as well, which we've talked about before. They're still waiting for a custody approval because they want to store the custody for they want to do custody store for their clients as well. We'll have to see how that goes. So let's see here. Moving down a little more, and I want to spare you as much time. First of all this stuff is on my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley, BAKKUP, Bradley, LEY, no spaces. And all of the stuff that we're talking about and discussing is on my Twitter. You can find everything there. So, okay, and I'm trying to save us the time, but this is a very good article. It's written really well, and it's just a great background on Tom Jessup, which I'm actually going past a lot of that so we can just look at more about what the exchange is going to look like, right? And what it will be, because it's quite interesting. So now, then they talk about, in here, if I go back, we were trying to envision what potential futures might look like that weren't putting any probability against, but just trying to prepare for and imagine the possibilities of it, right? So the president of Fidelity, who is involved in the scenario planning discussions, wanted a frictionless capital market. That was one of the things that they wanted to get. So they wanted a frictionless capital market. So frictionless describe Bitcoin, or at least certain aspects of it. Transactions in cryptocurrency typically settled in minutes rather than days it took for bank transfers or security trades, and weeks or even months for instruments like syndicated loans. So you can see where their pain points are and where they're looking to change the script, right? So, okay, so now here they go on to talk about, and I'm going to read through this because just so it stays congruent with the flow here. So I'm going to jump down and start right here. So the company started experimenting with crypto in the Fidelity Center for Applied Technology, otherwise known as FCAT, an R&D lab. Some of its early trials had inauspicious results, such as allowing employees to buy food with Bitcoin at the company cafeteria. Chase recalls an awkward time when a senior executive held up the line trying to pay for a snack with a cryptocurrency. So you see they were using it in-house and just trying to see how these things actually, in a practical way, how are they going to shake out. And as we know, Bitcoin has pretty much failed as a currency and is now considered a store of value, like a digital bond, right? Okay, so let's see here. So then it goes on to talk about that and the pain point issues of waiting for transactions. And I'm going to move down here. And the next thing I really want to jump into, because you obviously know from that paragraph that they have been working on designing and putting together what they want as far as their platform or how their investment angle will be towards covering the fragmentation that exists in this market to attract those big institutional buyers that have been sitting on the sidelines just waiting for the right time. So, okay, so here he says, ultimately, we believe the future is in open permissionless ledgers. Very good news, I think. Right now, the technology is just not ready for us to be doing financial securities transactions on open permissionless ledgers. So, as far as financial securities, he's not seeing it at this point. But obviously, we know that there's got to be a graduation of how they phase in these different sectors or markets or what have you. So it sounds like he sees it at the same thing. All right, so let's keep moving here. So, all right. So the next thing I want to jump into here is what the platform was going to look like. Okay, so on the trading side, Tom Jessup emphasizes that the Fidelity Digital Assets platform will not be an exchange. Rather, it will act as a brokerage, helping clients find the best price available across highly fragmented global markets. So you see they're going to be a brokerage house, right? Now I think this is fantastic because I'm going to go ahead and read the rest of this, but I think this is fantastic because it really does handle a lot of the fragmentation that exists when you talk about all the different exchanges that are out here. These guys can help tighten the spreads and close all those gaps, right? All right, so if you're an institution now and you want to trade digital assets, you need to open accounts at various exchanges and fund all of those accounts. There's no concept or consolidated tape. I have to interrogate those exchanges separately to see who's got the best price and then execute those trades. This is what Jessup says, right? So to address this problem, at the outset, FDAS will allow clients to submit buy and sell orders and have liquidity providers compete for their business. Our goal is that those liquidity providers will, quote, type markets around some benchmark or index, Jessup said, so clients have a sense that they're getting the best price experience through Fidelity. This is fantastic, right? I mean, this is what we're waiting for. I mean, I'm certainly waiting for it. This is what I want to see, right? this is going to bring things into the traditional markets. You're talking about the fourth largest asset manager jumping clean on in and making a brokerage house to get all of these places locked in together to get these spreads and stuff closed up. It's really going to uniform a lot of the crypto space. It's what's going to help do. So and bring enormous amounts of liquidity to that space because of that kind of I guess I can't even think of the word, but that kind of cohesion and covering that fragmentation is all I can think of at the moment. But yeah, this is really great news. Okay, so there was another thing down here, I believe, that I wanted to find, if I can find it here. Okay. So they do talk about in here at some point, they envision a day when people will trade stocks, bonds, real estate, private securities in tokenized format. Now, we've all heard that said about the idea, the concept of all of that happening. This is the guy who designed the Fidelity Digital Assets brokerage exchange they're getting ready to unroll for everybody to use, right? So, I mean, much better when you hear it from somebody like that, isn't it? Okay, so, and I also wanted to see, I thought there was another thing here. If I could just look down a little further. That may have been it. Okay, yeah, and I believe it was. So, I mean, there we have it, guys. I wanted to do a whole video about the Fidelity Digital Assets brokerage platform that is about to launch. And they are saying that they're planning on launching in the first quarter of 2019. So, I mean, this is very, very good news for everybody. And the fact that they see long-term that they're going to have, you know, real estate, security, tokenized, all of this stuff, the vision is there. And they're obviously, this is the person designing and building that platform. They're designing that platform to have all of that built in it. So it's coming. There's no question. Oh, and the other little quick thing what I thought was great is that they said to start, it will facilitate the trading of Bitcoin and Ether, and then look selectively at adding the rest of the top 5 or 7 coins by market cap. Well, I know everybody steers clear of XRP, it seems like sometimes, but I don't see them steering clear of this once we get our legislation and regulation. I really don't. So guys, I just wanted to get down into this today. This is like the news of the day, the last couple days here. And you see the positioning of everybody who's an institutional buyer or a market maker, right? So fantastic news. Guys, I'm going to wrap it right there. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below. Let's keep this thing going. It's going to be a great year. Talk to you soon. Bye.